Hey everyone, welcome back to Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. And I'm Bryce, and today we're talking about something that so many people experience, but they don't always talk about, and that's the emotional side of Parkinson's. We spend a lot of time talking about the physical symptoms, the tremors, the stiffness, the medication. But what about the mental and emotional toll? And what about the guilt? What about the guilt of needing help for things that you used to do yourself? Or the frustration of feeling like your body just won't cooperate? Or how about that awful feeling of being a burden to your family, your friends, and even at work? Can you relate? I sure can, because if you ever felt like this, I want you to know that you're not alone, that this is something I struggled with too. And today I want to open up about it. So I want to share some of my own experiences, and I want to talk about ways to shift your mindset. And I just want to get right into this because it's that important. You know, you don't realize how much you take independence for granted until Parkinson starts making everyday tasks harder. Like everything you do is just harder and slower. I remember the first time that I had to ask for help tying my shoes. And it was such a simple thing, but suddenly my hands weren't working the way they used to, and I was like really embarrassed. I felt super embarrassed, and in my head I kept thinking to myself, I should be doing this. Like, why can't I do this? I should be doing this. It was an awful experience at the time. I was like, I was mortified. I was actually mortified, and I'm sure if you have Parkinson's or your loved ones have Parkinson's, I'm sure you're experiencing this. So if you ever had that moment where you like hesitate to ask for help just because you don't want to bother someone, and why do we do that? There's a lot of reasons why, or actually, but before we get to why do we do that, what about some examples? Have you ever had to ask somebody to open up a jar for you, like a pickle jar or a jar, just a jar, like ask your spouse or whatnot? I mean, I was the jar guy. I mean, when I had young kids in the house, it was always take the jar to daddy, and daddy will open it up. So that first time I had to ask for that was awful. It was ridiculous. Or how about relying on someone else to drive because you can't anymore? And I'm saying that because I can still drive, and I'm happy for that. I'm really excited I can still drive. But I do know that my reflexes aren't as fast. I know that, I go a lot slower than I used to go. I don't think I'm pretty sure that's on purpose, and I'm pretty sure many other people are glad that I don't go as fast, especially my mother and my father are glad that I don't drive the way I used to drive. But I know that day's going to come, and I know that I'm going to feel this way again, right? How about this? Have you ever had to like change plans at the last minute because you're having an off day? Have you gone through that? That's weird, right? And especially if it's something really important, like if you're going to a birthday party or an anniversary party or something big, and you just know you can't do it. And I don't mean you can't do it because you're feeling like, just not up to it, or you're feeling kind of you don't really want to go. I mean, where you're really having an off day, and there's no way, like you would never miss this opportunity to be at this place, but you just can't do it. It's awful. And then if there's other people involved, like if you're going with your spouse or friends or your family, how guilty do you feel? Like that guilt just creeps in because you don't want to feel like a burden. You don't want people to think you're helpless. But let me tell you something. Needing help doesn't make you weak. And I had to really learn that. And let me say it again. Needing help does not make you weak. The people who love you, they want to help. They don't see you as a burden. They see you as family. They see you as a friend. They see you as somebody that they care about. And I get it. I get it. I get it. Sometimes the hardest part is just convincing yourself of that. And I get it because I've been there and I've done that, and I still do that in certain instances. And sometimes even when I think that I've conquered this and I've got the right mindset and I've mastered everything, something will happen. It'll creep up, right? And it's that frustration. And let's talk about that. Let's be honest. Sometimes Parkinson's is just really damn frustrating. I almost said the F word there. I might have scared some of you away, but it's really damn frustrating. Your mind is sharp, but your body won't cooperate. You want to move fast, but stiffness slows you down. you, you know what you wanted to say, but your voice doesn't always come out that way. Oh my gosh. It doesn't come out the way it used to come out. And that's me. I that video 2 times ago, or two times ago, 2 episodes, I think it was 2 episodes before. I mean, literally sitting here saying that somebody wanted me to get a second and a third and a fourth, and I stalled. Like after diagnosis, they didn't believe I had Parkinson's. They wanted me to get a second, a third, and a fourth. And I finally gave up. And it was almost mortifying because these are like live to tape, so I have to go with it. And I'm like, what's the word? So I actually said, hey, if you didn't know the word, help me out, put it in the comments. And I think a couple of people got it. They're like, opinion, second, third, fourth opinion. And I'm like, opinion. Like opinion. I can see the word opinion. I know the word opinion. I've said the word opinion a million times. And I just couldn't get my mouth to say it. And those times really, really frustrate me. Like really do. And I think the other thing that would frustrate or me as well is the mornings. Like, and I've said this before, and the mornings are my hardest time. Like, I wake up, I'm stiff, I'm slow, I'm foggy, and it takes my meds to kick in like 30 minutes or something. And during that time, the best way I can describe it is while I'm waiting for meds to kick in, I'm lying in bed, I just feel stuck. I feel stuck. And I've said, I feel like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, I need to get some oil before he gets going. And that's me. I'm just laying there waiting for this levodopa to kick in so that I can get moving again and slowly but surely. And it's very frustrating waiting for your body to catch up to your mind. And that's something so new, right? Your body catching up to your mind. Usually my body is like, go, go, go. My mind's like, stop, 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 like crazy stuff. My body's like a rebel, or used to be, actually. It's an interesting point there. I think my body used to be a rebel. My mind was like, or was it my mind was the rebel? My body was unwilling. But maybe they did always argue with each other. I don't know. Uh, just get some self therapy here. But it's just very frustrating to me when my mind it wants to do something or know something, and my body, again, it just doesn't cooperate, and it pretends like it doesn't know what the heck's going on. And that's when I get into those why me moments. Have you had those? Have you had those why me moments? Those times when you think, I didn't ask for this. I didn't do anything to deserve this. This isn't fair. And you know what? Here's the truth. You know what? You're right. You're absolutely 100% right. It is not fair. But here's the one thing that we don't get to choose our circumstances, do we? We don't. We don't get to choose our circumstances. But we do get to choose how we react. We do get to choose how to react to them, don't we? And that's what I try to remind myself when that frustration kicks in. I've got it. This is happening to me, right? It's happening to me. I can choose to be pissed off and grumpy and mad, or I can be like, okay, I don't want this. I just remind myself that it's trying to frustrate me. Think about it that way. This Parkinson's is trying to frustrate me. And the less frustrated that I get with myself and with my body, it's sort of like the better I feel. It's like, again, I'm winning. It's like this fight. It's like we're having this fight against Parkinson's. And if you have Parkinson's, you know what I'm talking about. You really know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, if you're a loved one, or a loved one or love somebody who has Parkinson's, hopefully I maybe describe it in a way that makes a bit of sense, right? It's like, it's just very, very frustrating. So there has to be some patience. If you're a caregiver out there, sometimes there's patience needed. Patience needed. And speaking of caregivers, that's one of the hardest things about Parkinson's is that you feel like you're holding people back. You really do. You start wondering, like, is my spouse getting tired of taking care of me? Are my kids missing out of things because of me? Do my coworkers wish that they didn't have to accommodate me? That it's overwhelming. The feelings can be just completely overwhelming. But I want to tell you something really important. And again, listen to me, please. You are not a burden. You're not a burden. The people in your life don't love you because of what you can do or you can't do. They love you because of who you are. And yes, Parkinson's does change some things, but it doesn't take away from who you are. It doesn't take away your worth. It doesn't diminish why they fell in love with you in the first place or why they want to be with you through this. So if you're struggling with this, you need to start talking to people. You have to. I'm promising you. If you're watching this right now and you're going, oh my God, that's me, you need to start talking. You need to be open about how you feel. Most of the time, the fear of being a burden is it's just in our heads, right? It's not actually how others see us. So the longer we don't talk about it, we just feel bad. We feel guilty. We feel grumpy. We feel cranky. We're frustrated. We're just feeling like I'm a burden. They don't need to live like this. Have you ever said that? They don't need to live like this. This isn't the retirement they thought they were going to have. This isn't the life they thought they were going to have. They have to have their own life. That type of thing. That's when you need to stop and you need to talk. And you need to tell that person or those people who you're feeling that way about, and you need to tell them exactly how you're feeling. Because I promise you right now, I promise you, if they love you, and I know they do because they're with you and they're seeing this through and they're walking this journey with you, as like someone said someone said a couple comments ago that it's our journey. We were diagnosed, right? Because we're in this together. I guarantee you that person in your life does not feel like you're a burden. And guess what? If there is somebody in your life that's make you feel like a burden, I had somebody in my life previous years ago that made me feel like I was a burden. Again, guess what? That's on them. That's on them. That's not on you. And you know what? If you do have people like that around, you need to get away from them. I don't care what it takes. You get away from those negative people and people that don't have the best for you and don't want you to be your best and think that you're a burden. You need to get away from them and get around people and surround yourself with people who lift you up and not tear you down. And you might not, that could be for anybody. That's just a Parkinson's thing. You need to get away from people that tear you down, people that speak poorly of you, people that make fun of you, people that don't make you feel less than. And there's a big distinction here, and I want you to be really, really careful of what I say here. You might say, "Oh, this person makes me feel like I'm a burden. This person makes me feel like I'm less than." Okay, and then I would ask you you and I were sitting here, I was coaching you right now. I'd say, "Okay, and what did they say when you told them that?" And they like, "I didn't tell them. I just left." Huh. Well, you know what? A lot of times, as I said earlier, it's in our head. You think they think that. You think they feel that way. You know what? They have bad people that are your loved ones that are caring for you and around you. They have bad days too. They have grumpy days too. They have frustrated days too. And they are allowed to be frustrated too. Can I get an amen to that? Amen. As all the caregivers said, amen. Anyway, that was hilarious. That was actually funny. But that's what I mean. So you have to give each other a grace. You have to give each other a spot, but you have to talk about that. And I promise you, if you're feeling like that person over there thinks I'm a burden, okay, and I'll give you all the permission in the whole world. If they say yes, you're a burden. Yes, I don't like this. Yes, I don't want to be part of this. Then leave. Then get out. Pack it up. Let's go. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out today. Because I have some good years left of me, and I'm not going to waste them trying to prove myself that I'm good to somebody else. So that's your ticket. But I promise you, the real people, the people that really love you, the people that really care for you, are not going to tell you that you're a burden. They're not, and at least now they know, and they know how you're feeling, and they might be able to even empathize with you even better. That's pretty heavy stuff, man. I'm talking to myself right here. It's amazing, but I guess that's the thing. And how do you deal with that? How do you deal with these feelings? How do we stop? How do we stop this guilt and this frustration, this self doubt from taking over? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what helped me. Okay, number one, I said it already. I always give my stuff up before I get there, but you got to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself grace. You didn't choose this, and it's okay to need help. And you need to find ways to stay involved. Even if you need to adjust how you do things, you still bring value to what you do. Even if you have to adjust, even if they're slower, you still bring value to the things that you do. You bring value to your family. You bring value to your friendships. You bring value to work. I promise you, you do. Or you wouldn't be there. Okay? And again, as I said, you need to talk about it. Keeping these feelings bottled up only makes them worse. It really does. It makes them worse. You're going to find yourself in a funk. Funk's going to lead to depression. And and remember, this is huge. This is the big one. You need to write this one down. You are not a burden. You are still you. That's the bottom line. You're not a burden. You're you. And you're awesome. And you're fantastic. You know what? You're an awesome person that just happens to have Parkinson's. And that's it. So don't let Parkinson's define you. Don't let it do that. You take control of Parkinson's. Make fun of it. Tell it off. Tell it off. I tell my Parkinson's off all the time. When am I, you silly little buggerhead, you stop shaking right now, you goofball. It's not me, it's the Parkinson's, right? And that's what I want you to remember. Anything today, you remember, you are not a burden. Now, if that resonates with you, give me like a thumbs up in the comments. You don't have to say anything, just a thumbs up, just like bam, if you want. I mean, I'd love it. And I'd love to see lots of thumbs up because I want people to know. I want you to know. I want your loved ones to know. I want you to tell somebody. I want you to share this with somebody. You're not a burden. You're not. Get that mindset out of your head. I promise you, your life's about to change if you can do that. It really did. So, have you struggled with these feelings? How do you cope? Is this something different than me? I'm not the be all end all. You got some great ideas. This community has great ideas. I want you to be part of this community. If you're just starting, first time here, say hi in the comments, right? Be part of this community. I want to hear how others deal with this. How do you do it? How do you cope with those feelings of feeling like a burden or feeling guilty? I'd really, really like to know. Now, next time on the next podcast, we're going to dive into how Parkinson's affects our relationships. So, families, friendships, social life. So, make sure if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you click the little, after you subscribe, if you click the little bell, that'll give you notifications the next time that I'm live or next time the next podcast comes out. So, you'll be the first to see it. Anyway, thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode.